What? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Oh, it is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We look good. But then when don't we?
I mean, I could really use a touch up, but
Mm.
mm,
I am just I'm just cruising through and I ain't seeing nothing.
I'm doing sound check. I'm good.
Okay. Oh, I didn't want that. I wanted this.
Testing, testing. Yeah, everything sounds good.
Everything sounds good.
Yep.
Have you shared it to Nomad?
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Here's something. Okay. All right. I got something I can report on. It's actually sort of funny.
All right.
Oh Lord. All right. Where are we at? Ah, hell.
Mm.
We got 5
Everything's
minutes.
everything's up, ready to go. I just shared.
All right. Cool. 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 Cool.
Did you put it in show notes, or are you just holding on to it?
I just found it.
Alright. And just make sure. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't something that I already put down on there. Mm-mm.
Nope. Okay.
I stopped covering that kind of stuff because I'm like,
Well, this one is
The thing is we start covering it. I understand we're
No,
starting to get close to it,
no,
but we
no,
start talking about it, and it's just going to.
no, 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 no. You're in the wrong field. You're in the wrong field. You're in, you're in left field. I'm in right
Ugh.
field.
I mean, let's just kick it off. We got everything going.
Hang on. All right, let's do it. It is currently 3:55 Central, 4:55 Eastern. I know we're starting a little early. We don't have Zanar Crush Rider with us today. Sitting next to me is Fireball 123D. I am Godfather, and for this weekend, we make up your Nomad Gamers. So if you are out there watching us on Facebook, on whether that be my page, Godfather, or over on our page, Nomad Gamers, if you are not a follower, I invite you to please hit that follow button. It's somewhere right over here. Hit that follow button, turn on all your notifications. That way, every time that we come live at you, you are being notified. If you're watching us over on YouTube right now, thank you very much. You have found the home of the Nomad Gamers, where every weekend at this time, we come live at you. And then also on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and pretty much every night in the week, where I go live. So, what I need you to do is hit that subscribe button. It should be right over here. Somewhere in between me and Fireball is that heart and the thumbs up. Smash all three of those, turn on your notifications. That way, you are always in the loop. If you're watching on any of my other social medias, as TikTok, Kick, and Twitch, thank you very much. If you're not a follower, please hit that follow button. Also, while you're on that, he's going to have to help me out. But I believe his handles over there are Fireball123D as well. Am I right?
It's all the same across the
Okay.
board.
Uh, go find him, give him a follow as well. If you want to talk with any of your Nomad gamers at pretty much any time, go over to www.discord.com, find your Nomad Gamers, spelled the same way as our YouTube channel. Subscribe. There's what, 2 or 3 steps before they can start talking to us?
I believe they have to look over the rules, and then once they look over the
Yeah.
rules, they should be able to
Yeah.
get
So, with that being said, head on over there, join our channel. You can listen in. You don't have to be playing the same game. We've got 3 different channels done now. I got to figure out how to drop one in with the rest of the channels, but we have a Minecraft, we have a Grand Theft Auto, and a Tarkov. Uh, if you see us in there, come on in and say hi. All we ask is that you are respectful and yeah, just be respectful. Don't do anything to get us banned. That's about the biggest thing we can ask. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Fireball, and we're going to get going with this week's episode of the Nomad Gamers.
Well, why don't you start us off with what you got
Oh,
first?
okay.
Because the only 2 things I got is not going to take that long, I don't think.
All right. So I guess hackers are demanding a ransom from Rockstar Games. If they don't get their ransom, they're threatening to leak stolen data. Now, before I go any further into this, because I didn't read much until I seen it, isn't it deja vu?
I mean, it is really hard to kind of piece together what's real and what's not nowadays with the internet. Because, I mean, we've seen leaks of GTA 6, and they must have been leaks because they were immediately arrested. Something like this, I feel like, with how under wraps Rockstar has been about GTA 6, there's not even. I would have went right after him instead of.
They have.
Mhm.
They reported that they had a quote unquote uh they suffered a security breach of indeterminate scope by the group Shiny Hunters. So Rockstar has acknowledged that yes, they had a security breach. So when I say this is like deja vu, This is almost like what we saw. What was it, last summer, or was it the summer before?
It was last summer because or no, no,
Because the dude's already been found guilty and already got sent to prison for 10 years.
because it might have been the summer before that because it was all we were talking about this when Chungus was still with us.
Then, yeah, it had to have been two
Because
summers
we
ago
were
now.
talking about how he like put something on YouTube showing the like dev kit or whatever or the
Hmm.
little bit that he got to play, and within like 24 hours Rockstar had a cease and desist, had the video taken down, had the guy arrested, and hadn't heard from the guy.
Well, he got convicted for 10 years, so we're not going to hear nothing out
Hmm.
of him for
but
10 years.
but it was just like it, and that's why I'm like, I don't know if it's been confirmed that this has happened, then okay, then.
And it's being reported on from a very reputable media source. So,
But then again, it's like, Rockstar, how quickly they took care of that. I'm kind of surprised they're not having the same quick action with this.
well, I'm quite sure right now they are in the see how much damage was done. What did they get into? Number one, that's probably what they're doing. Number two, they have to plug whatever hole that this guy found or this group found to get into their internal servers. And then three, that's when you're probably going to see the cease and desist. And if they do leak any of this, then they're going to go after them in full. But at the same time, like you said, Fireball, I think the general public is starting to feel the same way you and I are with all of these leaks that are coming out and all of these rumors that are coming out. I think a majority of people right now are going, is it real? Can I believe this? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to
because,
figure out what's real, what's fake. I mean,
yeah,
with how quickly AI has like
exploded.
exploded, how advanced it's gotten, the fact that there are some AI out there that is starting to learn from itself. It's like it's kind of hard to try to distinguish what's real, what's fake, where.
Well, you got to look at it like this too, okay? Is there are certain areas of the internet, and I'm not going to name the websites, obviously, but I take what they say with a grain of salt.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's others that have a track record of 98 to 99% accurate and true. And then when they do find out that that they reported on something that was inaccurate, then they make a whole article retracting that information saying, hey, we're sorry, we didn't see this. We will do better in the future. And I'm getting this from one of those sites where uh, they strive to give us good information.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what else is in. Uh, we can confirm that a limited amount of non material company information was accessed in connection with a third party data breach, a Rockstar spokesman wrote. This incident has no impact on our organization or our players. Uh, I'm not going to, this is just like with real news. I am not going to say who did it because I do not want to give them any notoriety. But the group that is claiming it, they claim to have breached Rockstar's outsourced Snowflake cloud storage system by way of a third party analytic tool.
You already said who did it.
Yeah, but I'm not going to keep repeating who did it. Um, which reportedly suffered its own breach recently with authentication tokens. Uh, they would not have needed any of that to crack Snowflake's security
Well, it
directly.
kind of sounds like they didn't. They grabbed more, I guess, personal information than they did actually like game source code or
Well,
anything like that.
okay, but this is what Rockstar is they're trying to spin it like they didn't get anything of importance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at anything out there, if you are embarrassed that something happened, you're going to spin it in a positive light towards you. Because remember, Discord got hit with all these break-ins, all these security breaches, and when they wanted to do that facial ID or that credit card ID or whatever that we reported on a couple months ago, we were all like, "Whoa, no, you just got breached
Mm-hmm.
not too long ago." So they Discord lost the trust of the gamers or of their individuals. Rockstar has learned from that and said, uh, yeah, we got hit, but guess what? They didn't get anything of value. But then that other group is coming out and saying, give us this amount of money and we'll give you back your stuff without leaking quote unquote Grand Theft Auto 6
I mean,
information.
eh, I can agree to disagree here. I mean,
Or
if
disagree
some
on what?
I don't think they got anything.
I don't think they did.
Because I'm telling you right now, if somebody were to have actually gotten any information about GTA 6, the whole world is waiting to hear something. They could sell, instead of selling it back to Rockstar, I guarantee you, if they had something on GTA 6, whether it be more gameplay, whether it be like not even the fact that they got gameplay, like they got the storyboard behind it, talking about, what the story has and what we have in store for with the story or whatever. Instead of just saying, "Hey, give us this money, pay this ransom," I guarantee you, if they were smart enough or if they had something, they'd be auctioning it off to the highest bidder.
Well, who do you think you're going to get the most money out of? Some Joe Blow out there? Because no company out there is going to put out a lot of money to get this information. They're just not.
But the
Because who's going to get hit besides the hacker if, and this is purely hypothetical, if X were to buy this information and then publish it, they're just as guilty
but the
as the
difference is
hacker.
they don't have to publish it. What I'm trying to say though is, if they sold this information to the highest bidder, let's say they have a new game mechanic in the game, they and a part of this breach or data breach or whatever has like the mechanics to this new mechanic that they have that hasn't been patented yet. So then let's just say, for instance, Ubisoft were to buy the data, see that they have this new mechanic that they're working on, and then they try to rush Rockstar to beating out for a new patent.
Well, let me ask you this, okay? If it wasn't that bad, why would it be getting reported on? If they didn't get nothing, the title said, and Rockstar has confirmed that this group got GTA 6 information.
Because I guarantee you, you were to this group is blasting it on the internet to try to gain some sort of attention or notoriety. So, instead of ignoring it, Rockstar has to come out and be like, "Yeah, they got something."
Well, look at it like this too. You remember how we even learned of Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2022 when that 17-year-old hacked into Rockstar Games and Rockstar pretty much said the same thing they're saying now.
Yeah, now the guy got 10 years.
That's not the same one.
It's not.
No.
Mm,
Nope.
all right.
So what I'm saying, the pattern is going. And I looked back, real quick while you were talking, I looked back to see what had happened with the other security breaches.
Mhm.
It's the same pattern. Rockstar says, "Oh, they didn't get nothing of value."
If I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I really don't. Until the game comes out, I have stopped paying attention to the news. I have stopped paying attention
And that, you know what? So have I.
because it's like I was so I was hyped about it. I was very anticipated about it. I'm like, I'm gonna take the entire week off when this game comes out. You know, I cannot wait for this game to come out. And now I'm just at the point where, are we even gonna get to it? I mean,
Yeah, it's still on track to come out. In fact, they're getting ready to. The one thing I did see, and I reported on Talking Tuesday, they are about to drop their final trailer for it. We've got how much it's going to cost. They did confirm it. I think it's like 75 or 80 bucks. It's locked in.
But
We know when it's coming.
I hate to be a doomer by saying this because just with the
Just
way
say it.
the market and the economy has been lately, things are going up in prices. The software in order it takes to play a highly anticipated game like this, because like they've already said, it's going to have updated graphics. You need a better it's going to have a better engine. You need better graphics. You need all this stuff that now, back when they first started developing this, was anywhere between 80 to 150 bucks. Now you're looking at stuff that's in the thousands. Now you're looking at, like, even then, you need
You are being a Debbie Downer because you're looking at it from a pessimistic side. You are looking at it as,
I mean,
you're going to need all this stuff.
everybody has their own opinion to
Yeah.
to stuff, but like what I'm trying to say is, like, you can't. I mean, you can play it on PS5, PS5 Pro,
Yep.
but in order to play it on PC, you have to wait an entire year.
Okay. That's nothing new.
I understand that, but again, how badly is it going to run on these consoles?
Well,
They're saying it's going to take so much to try to run these things.
and who's they?
Uh, Rockstar, didn't they?
Nope. They sure haven't. Rockstar has said nothing. What you are talking about is stuff that is being speculated about. Rockstar hasn't said what the system requirements for GTA 6 is going to be, at least not for the PC. They're not even talking PC yet. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and this is just my own opinion, my own humble opinion, is they're not going to make it to where every PC gamer out there needs to upgrade their PC because they know they're not going to get all those players. Just like we had talked not about a week
Okay.
or so back.
So, just off of a quick Google search,
Yep.
this is, like you said, Rockstar has not announced what the
Hmm.
specific system requirements are. However, expert predictions state for 2026 suggest high demand, likely requiring at least an Intel Core i5 or Ryzen 5 or newer, a 3060 or newer, and up to at least 32 gigabytes of RAM and over 150 gigs SSD storage.
Well, you see, we don't know yet.
But that's what I'm trying to say though, is look at the like, do we I don't know off the top of my head, but look at the what we've got in console right now. How long is it going to be until the I would say current gen, because it's not technically the new gen of console anymore, because now people are starting to talk about uh PS6 and whatever this new Xbox is. I don't think Xbox is coming out with something new. They're doing their handheld, and that's it. But how long is GTA 6 going to be able to play on the PS5 before they're like, sorry, we got to just sell for the PS6 because the PS5 can't handle it?
Well, guess what? There is nothing out there saying the PS6 is coming.
The last thing I heard about it, and at least it was pushed back to 2030 to 2032.
I'm going to tell you right now, thinking of it from a business standpoint, from a logistics standpoint, and from a money making standpoint, Rockstar is not going to make it so high to where people can't play it on the console or the PC. The reason why I say that, it's going to be a big file. It's going to be a huge file,
Mm-hmm.
but that is not outside of the industry norms.
But even then, you want to say it's not outside the industry
No, it's not.
norms. But look at what the console storage looks at right now.
Hmm.
I think the base PS5 and the base Xbox alone only come with about 500 gigs of storage.
Yep.
That's not talking about the amount of gigs that are being taken up by all the software updates or
Trust me. There's people out there smarter than you and me, a lot smarter. And I guarantee Rockstar is already looking at that and they are trying to make that balancing act.
Or you see it the way that I see it, and they're working with companies like Sony and Microsoft hand in hand to where now they'd be like, hey, we only have a certain amount of SSD in our consoles. Now you have to buy an internal extended storage to be able to afford and be able to put the games you want on there, and now you have to give us more money.
I don't know. I
I mean, like I said, I sound like a doomer talking about like that, but the more and more I've been keeping up on news and stuff like that, keeping up on the technology side of stuff, it seems like more and more that is happening.
well, I don't know. I guess we're going to find out here within the next 8 weeks because I do believe that Rockstar, because we're getting closer to that launch date, I think you're going to start to see more things. We've already got a clear vision on the price.
Well, and you and I have always agreed on this fact is if there's a physical copy, the physical copy's obviously going to
Yes.
cost more. I can
Yep.
agree with you on that. But this is the other thing that I've always agreed on. Bring back collector's editions. Bring back, you get certain games that come out. I mean, I know Destiny 2 had them. I know some of the Call of Duties had them. Have them come in like a special case. Like because I remember Chungus talking about this too, where they came in like the solid metal cases.
Yeah.
Where
Fallout 4 had it.
where only certain amount were made and you could collect them. If you're
Yep.
gonna have a physical copy, do that. But, you know, paying $70 for a game, some games aren't worth that. And we've had this conversation
Yep.
before. Some games are not worth that $70 price tag. And I believe we talked about it last week, the fact that Nintendo said that online or uh
Digital version.
digital versions are going to be 65,
60. I think 60.
60.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a normal digital game being $60. That was the base price I had growing up as a kid. When the new Call of Duty came out, I knew the amount of chores and stuff I had to have done in order to get that game, or I just magically got it as well because my dad wanted to get it. But, you know, keeping it at $60, not only is it because of what's going on here in the United States with inflation, it still affordable to a certain extent, and you're not trying to price gouge $100 like some of these other companies
They're
are.
not price gouging.
I know that's what I'm just saying
It's
though is
supply and it's demand.
I know, but you've got other game companies out there that are charging more than the
The,
$60 price tag that some
Here's the beautiful
companies are
thing
still.
about that. They can charge $100. Let them. Ain't no game out there worth 100 goddamn dollars
Oh man,
to play.
I don't know if I ever
That's 100 hours of your life.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but there was a game out there. I forget what it was called. It was supposed to be like a first person shooter slash extraction shooter. Um, where there was a bundle out there that was worth $2 million. It came with the fact that you could turn your hometown into a map. You could get a role in the movie that was going to be with the game. You had the fact that you were going to get like movie props from the movie when it was done. You had so many like things in there, and I'm sitting here when I first saw it, I'm like, why? Why? Who in their right mind would pay $2 million for a video game bundle?
I can think of one name right off the top of my head, but um, we'll we'll let that one go because we all know that name. The same one that paid millions of dollars for a card.
Yeah.
So there is individuals out there who would do it, just not the normal people.
Hold on. I gotta remember. I gotta actually do some research because I couldn't remember who it was or which company or game it was.
Oh, so what was your topic? Because mine's pretty much talked out. Because anything after that, we're getting into the ifs and the maybes, and we've heard, we've read, and I just don't feel like getting into all that.
Um, So I got two things to talk about. There really wasn't much this week for
No, there wasn't.
gaming news.
Nope.
So actually, our producer Sweet Kitty probably brought this to my attention yesterday, talking about how the FIA has released a advertisement calling on to get all gamers for something that is happening on April 17th at 12 midnight EDT. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
what.
flight controller.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't know what EDT is. I know EST, which is Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what EDT is.
Eastern Daylight Time.
So would that just be Standard Time? Eastern.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just Eastern Time.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna probably look into it myself, but they are like you said, it's what you said, aircraft controllers.
Yep. Yeah, just telling planes when to take off and when to land. Now, the TikTok, because she sent it to me too, it did. I couldn't tell if it was a game or if it's a game for them to see if you can handle it and then bring you on board.
You know, if it's a game, if they have like a game version of this, I'm gonna tell you right now what this would remind me of, and it is that's the game Dispatch. In the first episode of that game, where they basically tell you they give you these glasses and you got to be like send the right superhero to this
Yep.
situation, and if you can get it and see if you get it right and stuff. If that's how they go with it, I think that would be pretty cool. It'd be kind of like one of those see if you have what it takes to actually do it before signing up and wasting your time and money to do it.
Yeah, I could see that too. Um, yeah, I seen it. Like I said, I couldn't tell if
I will definitely have to tell you how it goes because I'm going to be looking into it when it comes out. I believe that's a week from now, April 17th.
yeah,
Mhm.
we're definitely going to have to look into it.
But also the other piece of news I have, PS4 servers have officially shut down. What was it? April 9th?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, I saw that one coming too. I did. The PS4 got an extension on life because of two things:
Chip shortage during COVID.
COVID and the scalpers.
But you also have, I mean,
You take out one of those two, and the PS4 would have been shut down in 2021, somewhere in there.
the PS4, Xbox,
Drop your mic.
PS4 and Xbox One era, I honestly think was the best era of gaming.
No, absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yes.
no, you're out of your
Mm-hmm.
damn mind.
From what was it?
So you're gonna call that the golden age of gaming? You are so off base.
From 20. Okay. Golden Age gaming would have to be like 2 or 3 years before the PS3, Xbox 360
Nope.
to about, I would say, 2017, 2018.
Look up on your cellular device there on when the golden age of gaming was.
Oh,
Damn
please,
sure
old
that.
head.
Huh?
I said, oh, please, old head.
No, it damn sure ain't that time. I'm pretty sure the golden age of gaming is in the 90s.
Okay, which game Golden Age gaming are you talking about?
I've only seen one.
Because there's three apparently that people talk about. You got the 1970s to the 1980s, the
There wasn't nothing there.
arcade gaming.
They were all.
You had the 1990s, golden age of home video games.
Yep.
2010s, the golden age of online video games and
Yep.
streaming.
I would agree with all that. I would. That I would agree with all of them under what you said. The 70s and the 80s for the arcades. You couldn't go anywhere without an arcade there. Go to the mall. There was a huge arcade in there. If you were a cool kid, you were in there. Between there and the skate
No,
park.
I stand by what I said though.
But you're wrong.
I still
You are
again
1,000% wrong.
God's father. I said what I said.
I know you did.
Do not attack it.
I'm not attacking it.
Yes, you are.
I'm telling you what the facts are. And then I agree with the three definitions that you put out there. The golden age of arcade gaming It's spot on. The golden age of video games is spot on. The golden age of online play is spot on as well. Because before that time, for online, there were, it was garbage. Before the 90s, home video games, again, was garbage. It was starting to ramp up. Mario was around 88 to 90 between Japan and America. And then once you've gotten up to 2010, that's when we've started hitting that decline again.
Well, okay. I'm gonna try to I wouldn't say defend my take on that, but this is the reason why I say behind that. Because the consoles, the consoles were able to do a lot more than what the consoles were able to do in the past. Not only because I remember the PS3, and I don't even think the Xbox 360 had this, but the PS3 had it. You know, you were able to play Blu-ray through your PS3. Not only had a built-in Blu-ray player with it.
I believe PS2 did the same thing.
No, I don't think so. I think
It
it was
did DVD.
yes. PS2 was able to do DVD, but PS3 had a Blu-ray player, which I honestly I couldn't tell you the difference between just being a DVD player and a Blu-ray
Higher
player.
quality.
Higher quality?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
Okay. But and then you got to the PS4 where you started getting into both having physical copy and digital copy, but not only could you have that, you had access to all the streaming services.
Not all of them, but you had
You had
that was popular too.
you had Netflix, Amazon.
Oh, that.
Mm-hmm.
When you said streaming, I thought you meant
Oh yeah,
game streaming, and that was only two.
you had Twitch. Yeah, you had Twitch and YouTube as well. You
That
could
was
get
it.
access to as
Yep.
well. But yeah, but you didn't have to have a cable company. You didn't have. You literally had everything in just this big. I wouldn't even say bulky box. Just this
What do you
big
mean you didn't need a cable company?
because you could have everything go through your PS4. You could have all your streaming services. You could have X.
At the end of it, you could. But at the
Mhm.
streaming wasn't there when PS4 first came out.
But that's what I'm saying though, is the golden age of having a gaming console was
See,
that.
now, okay, now you completely
Oh,
changed.
I'm sorry.
You changed the
I meant to
definition
say
of what you're
the
saying.
golden age of gaming console, not the
There
golden
you
age of
go.
gaming.
See, now I can agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can
I'm
agree.
sorry. I'm sorry. I screwed up there. But yes, the golden age of the gaming console was that you had the perfect mix of being able to have your online games or your digital games and your physical games. You go to the PS5 or the Xbox Series X or S today, like right now, our Xbox Series S doesn't have a disk drive. My
Nope.
PlayStation 5 doesn't have a disk drive.
Nope.
Does Sweet Kitties have a disk drive?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. But now you have it to where if I wanted to buy the discs, I can't buy the discs. And then on top of that, you had gaming companies that actually did put the effort into the love of the game for their craft where they did do those different types of bundles. They did do the collector's edition bundle. They did do the deluxe edition bundle. You know,
Well, let me ask you this.
you could you could either buy the base $60 game or you could get the game for $100 and get every single DLC that was supposed to come with it.
Let me ask you this. How many lawsuits came out of those premium or deluxe gaming boxes?
Um,
Almost one per or two per. For one particular game, there's like 100 of them, but that was a whole different story. But it went on the same. It was the same path.
right. I get.
They
I
couldn't
mean,
deliver with what they were advertising.
but I mean, you had God, the one gaming bundle I wish I would have gotten, but I mean, I was a kid at the time and I couldn't spend that kind of money. It was the Black Ops 2 gaming bundle, where if you got the like deluxe ultra edition, I think it was like 120 bucks, something like that. You got you during launch, you had a like special care package box delivered to your house.
Hmm.
You had a book full of all the concept art. You had like three different challenge coins they gave you. You had like I wouldn't say Velcro patches, but like the ones that you can sew on.
Yep, patches.
You had uh two different uh oh my god, why am I blanking on it?
Mhm.
It was the claw. It was like it wasn't the AST or the AGR little.
This is Call of Duty, so I'm
Yeah,
way.
I know. I know, no.
I can't.
And that's why I remember Chungus and I talked about this when we did our little own thing with this. But it was um like a statue. It was like one of those little things you
Oh,
could.
figurine.
Yeah, it was a figurine. And then you got a big uh Dragonfire remote control uh uh it was a remote control helicopter. But it was like a quadcopter.
So let me ask you this question, okay? Because I've been thinking about what you said.
Hold on, I'm getting a cramp in my hip for some reason.
So let me ask you this question, okay?
Mhm.
Would you say that your definition of the golden age of video consoles,
Mhm. Gaming consoles, yeah.
do you think that's going to start getting pushed to the left?
Right now with what I've seen, I'm not too sure because the way I feel about the PS5 and the Xbox Series X/S is it was very lackluster.
Let me ask you another question. Do you think that could start getting pushed left with technology as it advances as well?
I mean, yes, it could be. It could
Because
because I mean, go ahead and with what you were saying.
go down a path with me, okay?
Mhm.
Let's travel back in time to 2015. The golden age of video consoles would have been right then. It would have been the ones just before it
Mhm.
because every console has been better than the one previous to it. Because that's the entire point of having a new console is you get all these new toys that Sony and Microsoft and Steam or Valve,
But the thing
all these industries that are making them, they're making improvements with every generation that comes to.
But here's the thing, and this is why I say that that time frame there was also the golden age of it, is because A, not only were you able to get all that stuff, you were able to get it at a very reasonable price.
You still are.
Are you kidding me?
Nope, absolutely not.
An average console and you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, because this is
I could take you down an economic
it's what,
classroom if you want.
$400 for a brand new one?
Yep.
350, $400
Now let me
somewhere?
ask you this: how much was the average person making? Because it was not the dollar amount we're making today.
Right, I understand that. But now you looking at a base console is damn near doubled the price.
And guess what? You're getting paid double.
No, you're not.
Absolutely, you are.
No, you are not.
Absolutely, you are. Absolutely. Because back then, there was no law having you make what you're making now. And I'm not going down that part of the path. But what I'm saying is this is everyone says that the consoles are way up here. They have always been up here. It has always been, and it probably always will be, a luxury to have one. When the PS, what was it, the three, four? It wasn't the two. It had to have been the three. When that came out, you know where I got my very first one at?
What was that?
A pawn shop for $100 because I couldn't afford the top. I couldn't afford a brand new one. Going back further, the N64 back in '99 or '98, one of those two. Back then, I had to do the same thing. I had to go to the pawn shop and buy it for a third of the price that
Man,
it
I'm
was
telling you right now, I still wish I had my Nintendo
on the
64.
shelf. I think we still have mine somewhere around here.
I mean, I know, but I mean, the games I had, looking back on it, God, I wish I still had that.
Actually, since you said that, I read something the other day, and I wish I had his name. I wish I would have wrote it down. But there is a an individual out there who has an N64, and I found this, and I'm a part of a whole bunch of groups, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a an N64 fan club or N64 fan group or whatever. This guy has his original N64, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has both of the controllers it came with. He went on a quest to find every game that was released by Nintendo for the N64 and buy it,
Oh man,
to include the ones from Japan.
that must have been very that must have been a very hard quest to do.
He just completed it, and the picture celebrating his accomplishment was him standing in front of this bookshelf, and my God, the bookshelf had to have been
6, 7 feet tall.
8 foot tall because the guy looked like he was high five, early six.
Mm-hmm.
You know, five. He was maybe 6'1", and this thing towered above him.
Mm-hmm.
But he had all the games behind him. He had his game console right there and said, "I own every N64 game ever made." And he said they're only going up in price since this has been out for 30
Well,
years.
yeah,
And he's right.
I'm okay, and I want to know your actual opinion on this.
Okay.
So with the Nintendo 64, I was looking at game prices just because I was kind of reminiscing,
Yeah.
and I was when I was at work, I was talking to somebody who was wanted to grow up with one. The average price for a Nintendo 64 cartridge right now is looking as like $20.
Yep.
How much was it when you were growing up?
Uh, $50 to $55.
Okay.
And then games went up to 60. So yeah, it was 50, 55. I think brand new 49.99. And then as the years went on, I think it went up to like 51, 52, 54. But they have gradually gotten more expensive as times went on. But for an N64, I'd say after taxes, 50, 51, somewhere in there.
Gotcha.
Wasn't too bad. But it was bad enough to where that's where you got the holiday sales
Mm-hmm.
for video games, is because individuals couldn't just go out and go buy them. Kids had to ask mom and dad, "Hey, this is what I want." Mom and dad go out and get it, and guess what? The N64 or the Nintendo or the Sega or the Commodore or the Atari, they would play babysitter for the next week.
Again, I mean, I'm sounding like a doomer here when I talk about this, but we don't really get those sales anymore either.
No, you know why?
Why?
Because you can go to Steam right now and pick up any game digitally and download it. They got sales all the time.
But I mean, I'm telling you right now, Steam is the outlier when it comes to that. Steam is the only company doing that.
Uh, PlayStation just had a big sale on digital download games, and I think Xbox just got done with one a month ago, maybe a month and a half.
But how? Okay, I didn't see these sales. I didn't see these sales happen. How many of those actually had mainline games in them though?
Both of them did.
Okay.
Ubisoft just put all their games on sale
But Ubisoft also has
a month or two.
all of their games available on Xbox Game Pass.
You're right, but ask yourself this question, because I did it. You're on Xbox Game Pass,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, I'm not a cloud gamer.
Mm-hmm.
We all know I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
I went out and I looked to see how much it would be to get the two games that I played the most.
Mm-hmm.
To get those two games, thank God I found them on sale, but it was the same amount as a month for Xbox Game Pass.
Right. But the point I want to make on this is that when the Nomad Gamers first started, we were a group that talked about a specific series at a time,
Yes.
right? One of our first we first talked about GTA,
Yep.
and then we talked about Assassin's Creed. Having Game Pass at that point Was it Assassin's Creed? I know we talked about Assassin's Creed.
We did, but it was later on. I think the secondary series after that was Fallout.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But even then, all the Fallouts were on Game Pass as well.
They just all got there.
They just all got there, but they were there.
Yep.
So this is what I'm talking about, though. When we decided to go through every single Assassin's Creed, most of those games were still at their base price of $60.
Yep.
And there are
Too many to count.
too many to count. I was paying $30 a month for being able to have access to all of them.
But
That was
but we're also different, Fireball. We were going through all of the games. So that's where Xbox Game Pass saved us money.
hmm But what I'm trying to get at though is you talk about having these sales, but once they have these sales, most of these games are already on Game Pass.
But for those who don't want Game Pass, there's a lot of people out there that do not play cloud gaming. There's quite a few that do, but there's quite a few that don't. There is a lot of individuals, and I've actually read about this. They only play on average 3 games a year. Look at Fallout 76 and the cult following that they have. Look at World of Warcraft and the cult following they have. Grand Theft Auto is another one that has a following like that. Red Dead Redemption has a following online like that. Tarkov does now. Minecraft does. And to even say it even louder, with the file sizes like they are, even on Game Pass, you can only have 1 or 2 games active at a time.
But you're okay. Well, I think we need to take a step back real quick because you're missing everything that I'm saying. I'm not talking about those who have that only play 2 or 3 games.
hmm
I'm talking about the fact that they had those games on sale.
Yeah,
Mainline games, even though they add those games to Game Pass either way,
or take them away.
or take them off. I mean,
Yep.
because right now, and the perfect example is this: uh, College Football 26 is on Game Pass right now.
Yep.
Forza Horizon 6 is going to be on Game Pass.
Yep.
Um, Madden 26 is on Game Pass. I don't know if MLB 26 is going to be on Game Pass this year,
It's already out, and if it's not there, it's not good.
but was it 24 that was on Game Pass?
It was.
Okay. So you got all those 3 games
Mhm.
that I named off that were 60, 70, maybe even $80.
Nope. All of them were $60.
No, they were not.
Back then,
I
no,
think
they weren't.
I
You'd have to go up to the collector's edition to get any higher.
I'm pretty sure Madden is $70 right
No.
now. I got hold on. I gotta make sure because I'm pretty sure when I saw that it is currently um it's 69.99 is what it's running on the PlayStation Store right now.
Okay, what is it on Xbox
Um
or Steam?
Hold on, I'm pulling it up on Xbox right now. It is on Game Pass, so it will not give me a hold on, but to buy. Right now it is on sale for $13.99, but base price alone is $69.99.
Okay.
And so, like I said,
Actually, that sounds right for the other 2.
it's on sale right now,
It's going to.
but it's still on Game Pass.
If you are a player of Madden, of any of the sports for that year, besides MLB The Show, MLB The Show is a little, I've said it before, they're special.
hmm
You can wait until April, May, and pick it up for $13.
Right, and I get that, and I totally understand that. But what I'm saying though is, you have these corporations like Sony, like um Xbox or Microsoft, sorry, that have these like subscription based uh tiers to their memberships to where it's free on their subscription based membership where they can download it whenever they want, they can have it whenever they want, but at the same time, they also have it marked down for those who don't have it.
It's one of those comfort things that if that's the way you want to play, that's the way you're going to play. But
But with Steam, they don't have a subscription service.
no,
But 90 I wouldn't even say 99% of the time. Like 85% of the time they have some sort of sale going on to where if you have a game that you want, you're like, I gotta wait for that winter sale or I gotta wait for that summer sale. They always have a quarterly sale going on
hmm
for every major game.
or you just buy it for what it's on
Hmm.
there for. It's just however you enjoy gaming. Like I don't enjoy Microsoft Game Pass. I just don't, or Xbox Game Pass.
No, yeah, I get that.
The PlayStation stuff, I don't enjoy that. Why? Because 90% of the games that I play, I can just buy.
But and that's the point I'm trying to make is you are an
A
um,
niche game,
you are a niche group of people that
yes,
only play 2 or 3 games
and that group
when
is huge.
you've got a lot of other people that sit there and then they juggle 8, 9, 10 different games.
The and I read something about this about 3 weeks ago, and I reported on Talking Tuesday. I even said you were going to be firmly in that Game Pass camp,
Mm-hmm.
but the amount of people who are breaking down to a finite number of games, whether that be 3, 4, depending on how big your system is,
Mm-hmm.
that number is actually growing. It at the beginning, I think they said it was something like 10, 15%,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's up to over 30%. So it is just growing because people are going, these gaming industries are getting too greedy with their subscriptions. Now Xbox Game Pass, you got different tiers,
Well,
and it just confuses the shit out of everybody.
didn't and I remember we covered this when it happened though, is Microsoft says they were upping the Ultimate Edition to what, 35?
No, it's higher than that, I think. It's up in the four. I
Mm-hmm.
do know that.
They were like, we're upping the Ultimate Edition. Everybody was like, no, that's too much now. We don't. And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little lazy. I saw that. I was like, I don't know if I want to keep it. I was a little lazy. I was a little bit lazy in the fact that I was like, I probably should cancel this. I didn't end up canceling it, but they were like, those who didn't cancel their subscription are being grandfathered in at this price. And I was like,
Ah,
yeah, I guess I won in this matter. So,
I saw something about that too, where and I forget the percentage, but Microsoft did not get all those. You remember there was that big
hmm
rush to cancel?
hmm
They didn't get everyone back.
No, they didn't.
I think they only got 10% of them back,
hmm
which tells me that the niche playing group
hmm
grew by that amount.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the reason why that niche playing group is growing so much is the fact that these consoles that are coming out right off the production line do not have the storage capability of being able to play those 7 to 10 games that
Mm-hmm.
they wanted to play like it was. And again, this is another reason why I say this is the golden age of back to golden age of console gaming or video game consoles was a those types of games were not. I think the highest one I ever saw was Grand Theft Auto 5, and that was like at 185
Yeah,
gigs.
it's huge,
Mm-hmm. But I mean,
massive.
respectively so, because they've had what, 15 to 18 expansions over the last 10 years, 10
Yep.
13 years. So you had all those expansions. N- Not only did they keep everything in those expansions, they kept every single car, every single, you know, they kept everything in those expansions on the PS4 and on the Xbox One.
Yeah, you've never had one retired.
No.
Never.
And then in order to compete with file size when it came to the next gen console of PS5 and Xbox Series X, they took out a bunch of stuff. But that's what I'm trying to say is the file size for video games during that time was really good. And if you did end up having to buy a hard drive, all you had to do was format it, and you could play whatever game you wanted off of that. My biggest gripe with this style of console we have right now, because you and I, when we got the Xbox Series S, you and I used to fight over storage space, and then we got that 2 terabyte external hard drive, and even then we could not play any game off of that.
Nope.
If it was an Xbox Series S game, we had to move around. We had to move a
Yep.
game off the internal onto the external, have enough space for that external to move onto internal just for us to play it.
Yeah.
You didn't have that problem when it came to that generation of console with the PS4
Yeah, actually,
and
you
the
did.
Xbox.
Yeah, you did.
No, you did not.
Oh, absolutely. I remember so many times having to uninstall a game to play another game. But then again, here is why I am firmly in the camp of the 90s and why I played so many games back then was because you didn't have to store it on the console.
No, you
It
have
was just a cartridge.
yeah, you have the
And then,
cartridges.
and then these two lips. And you're damn right. If you could get that down and you could pray to the Almighty God and that thing would go in and play, Mario, let's get it on, baby, or Sonic or whoever.
I mean, I'm
But
telling you right now, I because I grew up with the Nintendo, even with
hold on,
the generation.
hold on. That's why I am so critical of the video games of today because you don't have that variety anymore. But like I keep telling everybody on Thursday, and Talking Tuesday, is us as gamers have got to get more uh
Critical.
no, more flexible with the developers because we are chewing through so much content so much quicker than what they can put it out. But that still doesn't get them off of the hook for only bringing out one game every 10 years.
Yeah, I mean,
At the end of the day, you say the golden age of video game consoles is today or yesterday. When for me, I don't care about the damn console as long as I can play the game. It doesn't stream Paramount, HBO, Netflix, Amazon, whatever. Who cares? Can I play the video game?
I mean, yeah, but again, my biggest gripe with today's console is the fact that game files are way too big. I don't think I can find a AAA title video game out there that has over 100 gigs. That has under 100 gigs.
You're not going to either.
Exactly.
And you know
But
why? Because
but
we demand more in the video game in the game itself.
but this is the point I'm trying to make. You look at the base console, the PS5, the maximum storage that comes on a base console, what, 500 gigs?
Something like that.
So you download GTA 5.
I think now it's like 1 terabyte.
I don't even think it's that. I think for the Pro edition, it is now that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
base console, 500 gigs, 250 gigs. I mean,
Yeah.
the file size for the storage on a base console is so low that you cannot enjoy the variety of games that you used to be able to back in that day.
Yeah. And that's where I'm getting at is you can only have one game on there. You play all the way through it, you get bored, then you go back to some other game. Back when I was growing up,
I mean, yeah.
you'd pull that one out, you'd put another one in. I mean, it was just plug and play, baby.
I mean, I for your generation of console, the graphics you guys had then were
We're horrible.
peak.
Oh, dude, they were pixelized compared to what we're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
I go back and play those now.
I saw something.
Bad. Besides Mario.
Pardon my what I'm about to say here because I saw this and I was like, it blew my
Okay,
mind.
what?
If you've ever played Resident Evil Village,
Nope.
there's a part in there where there's this vampire lady named Lady Dimitrescu,
Okay.
and let me tell you what that you she thick. All right,
Okay.
she has more pixels on her ass than yeah. I saw the stat for this and I was like, I gotta find the stat. But she has more pixels on her ass than I think it was like a Mario game.
Yeah.
Hold on,
That's great.
I
No, we're good. We're good. But all right. Uh, did you have any other point?
no.
All right. Good deal. So we are going to go into onesies now. We are going to start wrapping this up, and we're going to start with Mr. Fireball.
Um, I'm just doing my normal thing. I mean, I might try to start streaming. I might start trying to stream a little bit more. Um, maybe add another day in there. I don't know. Me and Sweet Kitty Pie are gonna be sitting down and doing some work behind the scenes. Excuse me. But I do have some good news and some bad news for the Minecraft people, for the people that have enjoyed playing, watching the Minecraft. Good news is we have a server set up now for it now. I know those who watched the end of that, something happened. The like building that I was working on caught fire. We couldn't figure out what was going on. So instead of using the VPN that we had to make sure everybody could play, we now have an entire server set up. The bad news is the world that we currently were on, we can't use that world. We're gonna have a fresh start to it. Um, Tarkov, I'm probably gonna try to. I don't know how much Tarkov I'm gonna be playing on stream because I know the event only lasts to, I believe, April 15th. So I'm gonna try to finish that up, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get in and have and stream that for you guys because I'm gonna be pretty busy with some other stuff. But other than that, normal stream times: Minecraft Wednesday, Tarkov Friday, possible Tarkov Saturday, and then if I've got time to put in another stream, it'll either probably be Tuesday or Thursday. But I will have to let you guys know.
What up, Nomad Nation? It's me. So there will be no stream tonight after the Nomad Gamers. There will be Sunday Fun Day tomorrow with Sweet Kitty Pie. Monday is our Grand Theft Auto 5 night. Talking Tuesday. Wednesday, we might start something new. I am still I'm still thinking of the new schedule. As soon as as soon as I know it, I will let you know it.
Oh, here's what it was.
Oh Lord.
Lady Dimitrescu's model had more polygons than the entire Resident Evil 1 game on the PS1.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for my co-host, Fireball 123D, and for Zanar Crest Rider, who is not here this week, um, we hope he starts feeling better for next week. But for my co-host, I'm Godfather. He's Fireball. We are your Nomad Gamers. Smash that like button, hit the follow. Make sure you tune in for our streams. Until then, peace and love. Your Nomad Gamers are